Dublin-born Perth artist Kat Cronin is busy preparing for her solo exhibition So Alive 365, Flight from Pain, which will take over the Kidogo Art House in Fremantle next month. It will not only showcase her finest work, but tell the story of her journey through chronic pain and how she obliterated and surpassed specialist expectations using art, mindfulness, movement, diet, and holistic therapies as her medicine. Let's meet this formidable lady. Good morning, Kat.
Good morning, Dita. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure. I would like to hear more about it because you are not only an artist, a painter, but you're also very brave fighting life.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I had a car crash in January 2011. I was sideswiped by a negligent driver, and my entire life changed right then. So it was a big life altering. By 4 years in to full I was in full on rehabilitation and recovery, and 4 years in, I started to I started getting some beautiful windows of relief, from pain. So.
And so you broke things in your body that caused you pain.
No, I had more muscular soft tissue damage.
Mm.
Yeah, and injury on 3 different levels in my back, and a shoulder issue, and I lost the function in my right arm and leg. Not the full function, but some of the function. It just took a while to come back around.
So you couldn't really paint for a while?
Yeah, well, I couldn't paint. I couldn't do an awful lot of things for a long time. Even concentrating was hard,
Yeah.
Pain levels high, and so I couldn't paint, and I couldn't be creative. I had previously worked and lived in London for over 5 years, and worked there with making sculpture and things like that. So I needed to try and get back to that somehow.
I understand that you started again to paint by lying down.
Yes. Well, I had to rest a lot in between activities, and rehabilitation was full on. So I had a lot of recovery downtime where I couldn't do much, and I started to draw and then paint, and slowly it progressed to when I could stand up at the easel for 15 or 20 minutes first, and then maybe lie on the floor again and try do that again. So I committed to myself a little while into drawing lying down and then painting at the easel for 15-minute bursts. I thought, I'm going to try and do this every day. It makes me feel so alive.
So what sort of paintings do you do now?
So I do energetic paintings that are full of colour and life and energy. My paintings are about energy and connection, and I do figurative and nature studies as well,
and they're all watercolour and acrylics, I believe.
A lot of watercolour and acrylic, and glaze, and on canvas and paper
and chalk.
Yeah, sometimes chalk and sometimes pastel. Sometimes elbows and knees and feet get involved.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's whatever I can reach at the moment. I'm in the energy to do it.
Yeah.
So that's how I work. Really, I get into a state where I can create.
But you can create again.
Yes, and it's saving my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now the collection includes original works finally released for sale that have already sold print editions worldwide, I believe. So
right.
you sold prints of the paintings which you are now selling.
That's right. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Some of the initial paintings, they more than what happened. And I didn't think I was going to get back to work. And when more than one person wanted the paintings, I thought, well, I'll make some print editions. And then, and I hadn't really the capacity to do a show and get the paintings on walls until quite recently. Last year, I had my first solo in Dublin, Ireland. That was great. But slowly I'm getting more energy and more ability to just get out there and actually put the work up and sell it. And a lot beforehand was online because I wasn't as mobile.
Mm-hmm. Now, most of your work depicts your own journey, your life's journey, doesn't it? Yes,
it's about the journey, and it's a lot about getting to a positive place, a positive state of mind, from wherever you are at the time you start to paint, or at the time I start to draw, or working through all sorts of emotions and to try and get them out. Like what's internal, as well as reference drawings and studies and things like that. So
it can't have been easy because you were a full-time artist, and after leaving art school in Ireland, and then this terrible accident happened. So you made several failed attempts to get back to life, to reality.
Yeah, that's right. I initially thought I'll recover quickly enough that I'd recover, and then it went on, and different feedback I was getting was kind of to not expect too much.
Yeah.
By means of making future plans for work or family or things like that. So that was really hard to take, but I persisted. I'm a persistent and resilient one, and I think at one point I just decided, well, what can I do? What can I do with this situation? What little bit can I do? I'm going to do something big and something great, and let's see where that goes. And it started off with, as I said, the 15 minutes, and just built on that, and it crossed over then. It crossed over from the artwork into movements and exercise and diet change and all sorts of interesting bits as well. So just, 15 minutes at a time.
That's not much, but you continued. You wanted to get better, and you showed the doctors that you can do better than they said you would.
Yes, that's right.
Fabulous. Now the accident happened in 2011, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, 2011.
And 4 years later, you are drawing again and painting.
Yeah, that's right. I had tried bits and pieces, but the concentration was just not there, But so 4 years in, I started again, and that was about 2.5 years ago now. And and in my previous life, I had been sculpting with metalwork and woodwork and heavier materials. I'd been painting as well, but it's a very different again. So it all feels very exciting and very new in a way. But it's great to be connected again to myself.
Well, and now you are helping other people who have chronic pain with showing them the artwork in the social media and public workshops.
That's right. Yeah, we have some workshops coming up with the exhibition. and one of them is resilience and release. So it's to teach art and resilience skills for people that are living with chronic pain, invisible illness, and trauma recovery. So that's really exciting. That's on, I think, Monday the 17th of September. So there's exciting things coming up with that, and
And you are a guest speaker at events.
That's right. So actually, this weekend at the Positive Life Expo, out in the International Hotel, there's the Positive Life Expo, and I'll be speaking there at about 10 o'clock about anxiety in trauma recovery. So that's really exciting. And almost enough to induce a little anxiety.
Honestly. So you're sharing how movement and art put you back on track.
Absolutely.
Yes, but you are still in pain, are you?
I'm still dealing with pain and pacing my life and balancing things so that I can have as much of a full day or life. But things are different, but they're very good. I think that's very different to my old life, but I am completely and utterly alive, fully alive in my life. I think I'm more connected to who I am now, simply because I only had a short period during the day. What was I going to do with it?
Yeah.
If you've got 2 hours, what are you going to do with that 2 hours? And it's grown and grown, and I have longer and longer in the day. But I still get flare-ups, but I'm really doing so well now. Yeah, thank you.
But you are holding workshops, creative energy workshops, to teach people to get over pain and keep on painting.
Absolutely, yeah.
So during the exhibition, you will do live painting in a pop-up studio, I believe.
That's right. We're transporting my studio to Cadogo Art House for the show in September, and but I need to paint to be alive, and I think a lot of people that are in pain need some outlet, or and meditative thing, something, maybe it's music for you or something else. But the idea is that the studio is there, and I'll paint live there during the show. And,
fabulous.
And between the workshops, So that's...
You will invite people to join you in those workshops.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. You can check out the details on catcronin.com. If anybody's interested and wants to join in any or all of the goings on, they're very welcome.
Well, it's a marvelous thing you're doing, using art as a therapy. Not many people would have thought in those terms.
It's amazing how much more I can do. I can stand longer if I'm connected in painting. I can sit a bit longer, not so long now, but anyway. And once you're connected and in tune with your creative side, you really can do so much.
Yeah. And it's wonderful that you can tell people about it. It's a sort of therapeutic approach to your workshops, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like I find it so hard to talk about everything that's happening with the recovery and not knowing who I was or anymore or things like that. Trying to work out a new future that was as exciting as the old one, at least, so that you didn't feel you were missing out. And I think that the approach really is to allow people to completely be themselves and express that, and learn some resilient skills creatively and personally in the workshops too, you know, so that you could show up and continue to show up fully alive, you know, every day.
Well, you certainly sound very with it and resilient and grateful and full of hope, I would say.
Thank you. I feel full of hope, and I'm excited, and I hope I can. If anyone's out there that's struggling, I'm very happy to meet you and have a chat. No problem.
Well, Kat Cronin, your exhibition at the Kidogo Art House in Fremantle is from the 14th to 19th of September. It's called So Alive 365, Flight from Pain. And it's something we should all go and see. I wish you all the best, and I hope you will recover even more and be a happy lady.
Thank you so much.
It's a great
pleasure. Thank you so much for your time and having me on. And if anyone needs to check out the dates again, it's catcronin.com. Thank you so much, Dita.
Good. It's a great pleasure. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
And that was Kat Cronin, an artist all her life, and which was cut short, almost cut short for good, by a bad accident. But she recovered. She made sure that she recovered. And now she's painting, and everybody loves her work. It's wonderful to see. Wonderful to see. Wonderful to